Welcome to CathyDslayt's live Zoom call on the SRC4U software. To access this Zoom call, where it says click here, we're going to click here, and you're going to need to remember this password. We're going to allow, enter the password, and we're waiting for the host to start the meeting. All right, the hostess has opened up the meeting. We're going to join without video.
The mastery in reference to turning adversity into good fortune, and it's going to be interesting to think in these terms for 2021. So let me show you where we are. We finally cleared everything we were working on, and so I went ahead this morning and did a little early start. I want you to see we did not really want a name image, so we'll clear that, and I went ahead and optimized. And what we're going to do also, I'll just show you quickly. This is for the issue solver, and we can look up to 10, and we even have our time in here. We want 42 hours, and we're working on chronic issues, healing crisis, parasite, cold, heat, heart disharmony, all chakras, lung disharmony, circulation, and nerves. So that'll be in the issue solver. But also, I've been trying to clean up this beginning part of our clearing. And this will be in the manual, but put in what you want and what feels appropriate. I found a couple of things that really seemed worth adding. One is this magnetite, which is a mineral, which apparently really ups our electromagnetic energy, and then another electromagnetic force of aura. So you'll go back and forth and add a few things. So let's just, on this other one, balanced glucose level, which really is impacting, I'll just add that one. Anyway, so this is your scan for today. Let's just go up here. And just get an idea of where your energy is for the day. Go ahead and just put it in there so it'll work on all these things, but you might want to see if there's any. Okay, armed against the enemy schemes, that came up yesterday also, and that may be in reference to what's being put in our medical system or our food. It may be what we're being taught by education or religion. We don't want to focus on it, but look at this balance adrenaline. That's a big one. And let's go ahead and check that right now. Usually I do this on the other computer because there's so many that need this, but we're specifying it. Let's look and see where we are with that. And I think I even have a color image for that one. And why don't we go ahead and balance the chakras while we're at it. This, however long we take, will give us an idea. 50 minutes, that's respectable. And then while we're at it, apparently we can adapt very well to anything, but the adrenaline and the on edge all the time with emotions. So here's at this moment in time, let's see where we are, 30 seconds. All right, usually let's just look and see what happens. Typically when we want just a few seconds, that means we're calibrating, it's my opinion. Let's see after 30 seconds the amount of time we request. And look at the dietary, and it's that time of year, so it makes sense. Well, it's still just 3 minutes. We're in good shape. All right. Well, I'll check it one more time probably before we're done. We'll be able to look at balanced glucose level. This is something new, And let's just see where we are with that if we want a Pro Tool with that. Not necessarily. We just perhaps need to be more aware of what we're eating and drinking. That's an interesting one. Block all demonic efforts to control the world. Again, your belief system may not fit with this, so if so, just take it out for yourself. Let's just see. Well, we'll take it. So let's go in here. Anybody thinks of a more efficient way to do this, I am open to it.
I don't know what it would be.
There must be something, but it doesn't take that long. You just kind of get into the habit. Sometimes you can just go into the Pro Tools as well, but we'll just do it this way until we figure it out. But I am excited about our well, it's 54 days now of turning adversity into good fortune. I think there's a lot to think about with that and a lot of work we can do.
Absolutely.
So we'll take the supercharger. Let's see if we've already got that in there. I'm just loading it up as we requested. I don't know. Let's see. It's in there. And then let's just see. And again, I could line up a scan. I probably have a scan somewhere for this, but I haven't. I just need to get more organized.
Cathy, all the lists that you have, I think you are amazingly organized.
Well, thank you. I relate to those lists because there's so much information that that I don't know how else for me personally to process it. And I'll tell you, this book I'm listening to on the DNA codes is fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And so much of what they're talking about, you go into the healing codes and there's a code for it. And so it's amazing what we come in equipped with. And of course, now they have discovered, we all know this from years ago, that it's actually our environment that controls it, not our genes. It's
so like, what is this book?
Well, the book I'm listening to now, I'll have to, let me see if I can pull it up at the very end without losing everybody. It's an audio book.
Okay.
And it's quite, the title is in itself wonderful, but the book is wonderful. And so what happens is that
that's okay. You can just send it out. Don't worry about that.
Because I forgot to send yesterday that little dowsing thing, so I've got to do that right after this call. That you can print out and use your pendulum if you like.
Yeah.
Or where you go with the SRC. This came compliments of Dr. Cynthia down in Bradenton. If any of you live in this area, she is an outstanding doctor, and she does the Western and Eastern.
What's her name?
So they call her Dr. Cynthia. And I think that the name of, okay, we want 12 minutes. The name, I think, of her clinic is on what I've got. If not, I'll make sure I provide it. But she's excellent.
Yeah, because I might be looking for a doctor.
Okay, yeah, she's been outstanding, and what I like is she is good-hearted. She really, this alternative, in a sense, has gotten out of hand. People are charging so much.
They do, and you know, many of them down in this area and down in Sarasota, they don't take Medicare or anything. They want cash. They don't take any insurance. They want cash.
That's exactly right.
One guy I called, and his just to interview it was $800.
Exactly. And I've seen it. I have 2 friends with breast cancer, and I have seen what's going on with them. For example, one of them found a special therapy, and it was like $30,000. She finally decided to do it, and they said, "Oh, now we're up to $100,000 now."
Yeah,
it's amazing to me personally.
Right.
Okay, this is an interesting one too, and this is the one the group went so long on initially. This dehypnotize, and you start realizing. Many of us start realizing almost everything we've taught is a little bit off. It's not quite the truth, and that we have been so programmed by whoever taught it to believe it. Now let's just go in here, see if we want the Pro Tools for that. No, we're good. So you're working on it in here now for your entire session. So anyway, that gives you an idea, but I want to add something here. What you can do then, and I recommend it, is that it? I've got it somewhere else, I guess. Do your city. Because in the study of shapes and all the different shapes out there that act as templates, the most powerful shape is actually the dot, and that's you. So as of today, I'm starting with my own city. Every day I'm going to balance myself and then balance St. Petersburg. And I think that can be quite interesting. And that's our right, because we are a part of that system. And that may be the greatest challenge in life, is realizing that we are part of the whole. It would be like, what if all our cells stopped fighting or started fighting? What if that's the whole deal? Is get down. Okay. So just some things to think about. There certainly would be no reason for each of us to balance our city or county or state every day.
That's a great idea.
Oh, here's St. Petersburg. Okay, so this is what St. Petersburg had requested, and I just went ahead and put it in. And this, there's a real powerful cocktail we have also, which St. Petersburg requested, which is this shield, and that's in the healing numbers generator. And then I put protection through unity, but you can put whatever theme you choose, obviously. I have a friend from California. She lives in a beautiful little town outside of San Francisco. And she called me, I guess it was last night. She had decided to go into San Francisco and see some Christmas lights. And she called and said, "I have just had a wake-up call." And she is in shock at the condition of San Francisco.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, all the feces. For another, everything's closed, etc., etc. It's unbelievable. And she has always, I don't know the word to use here, but she certainly wouldn't have ever thought this could happen.
Right.
And now I don't know what she'll do with that knowledge, but she did call and say, "I've had a wake-up call."
None of us can believe what's happening, but when you're living right in it, I mean.
No, that's right. Well, I watched what I don't understand still to this day. Oh, look, I kind of screwed that up. Let's just do it this way. What happened is that I don't understand why people keep voting for the people when they're in a situation like they are.
Right.
And I followed the mayor's race very quickly, or very closely. The last mayor's race, they have that London breed or something like that. And there was another woman who ran, and she's a social worker. And she had the goods. She was able to absolutely demonstrate how the money going to the homeless, it's $3,500 a month if you're homeless, but it goes way up if you're disabled in any way. It's going right to the politicians. And she knew that because of the work she did, and that was illustrated, and they still voted for the other lady.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
To me it is. I don't know what's going on. But that's what my friend is looking at now, because she's probably one of the ones that voted for London Breed. And so she's looking at that now, and she's like, what has happened?
Yeah.
So even, just working on our own areas with love, it can't hurt. Renal support. So that's your personal options. But you can see, just by following this outline, you can do a pretty quick session. And ironically, all these things we add, there are times, like I worked on someone last night that's in very bad shape. They wanted a deeper scan, and it was relating to dental. But most of the time, I think, as you can see, all we really need is the WonderClick. That's how powerful this software is. Okay, so you see there, just a WonderClick. Now, you might get in the habit of having certain cocktails you like, and you might want to go in and check. For example, let's see if we want that shielded cocktail. Nope. Let's see if this is one that I forget about, all parasites. Nope. Mitochondrial. Nope. I'll try one more, because this is one that anyway, go through and look at these cocktails and get a feel. And one last one that Kevin had reminded me of. And I have it in the charger as well, but yeah, we'll take that one. Okay, so let's go up here. Let's do that one in the Find Options and get some information. And this is really a long one, so we probably should do an Excel spreadsheet. Let's just go ahead and add all of it. Just do that. And this just gives a little information. So these are some things that perhaps block healing. We want to choose to bless everyone, even when we think they should know better. Okay, I intentionally perform an act of kindness to someone who considers me an enemy. I intentionally perform an act of kindness to someone who has judged me as irresponsible. So this act of kindness is a big deal. Look at all those we're asking for. Not a bad thing. And for someone who has judged me as hateful, for someone I believe just doesn't get it, I choose to recognize and acknowledge the divine I have judged as bad. I choose to direct loving thoughts to everyone who has been judging me. I choose to direct loving thoughts to everybody I have judged as being bad. Very interesting the way this goes. I don't remember now where I got it. I got it obviously from a book. But it is interesting that our top priority is acts of kindness. So we've got that all in here anyway. Remember, energy flows, so that will switch through the day anyway. So we'll just, we've got the whole list in there. Let's go first. And then we've got our sustenance balancer. Where'd you go? There it is. All right, so we started that. Let's see, we've got ankles, fingers, vertebrae, conceptional vessel. Adenoids has been coming up for some reason on a regular basis. Triple heater meridians, small intestine meridians. Look at the triple heater, pericardium. Remember, pericardium is, they say, the energy of that is relationships. Thyroid, hips, vertebrae. And we don't have to add anything here. We can balance it just this way. But other days you may wish to add. And then I had gone ahead and done I can find it in here. Yeah, here's our sustenance balancer list. And you actually can just, if you do this for yourself, just go down the list and be aware. Look at this, all minerals. It's looking, if we're really going to turn adversity into good fortune, we've got to be mineralized. That's the electricity of our system. And so, and then here's another one, nourish brain cells. That can't hurt. So sometimes you might just want to go in and do a few of these. Let's do nourish brain cells. Let's just see what happens here. That might not be a bad one to add to the city either. So, especially with this being New Year's Eve. Just a minute is all. So anyway, and then you can actually go back, which is what I will do, and just copy everything up here up to from up to 1,000 and add it. And then of course also we're going to do our issue solver today, which you saw those issues.
So would you put all of those? Would you put all of those into the issue solver together?
Yeah, what you're going to do with the issue solver, let's just go in here. It's not it. Okay, hold on. Got the wrong. Take that one down. This, I'm just going to go in. And it's not necessary to do the scan. You might have things you prefer to work on. You don't need to scan it. But since this is a group, I'm going to go with, for example, here is chronic issues. Healing crisis. This is all coming from the blueprint. This is why, for example, when parasite came up, I checked to see if we wanted the all parasite cocktail, but we did not. And I usually just put the intensity up there. And then 42 hours is what we're asking for. Yeah, right, yeah, 42 hours. So that's how I would do it for a group. And you can do it for an individual also, just to get some information, or you can just know what you already are working on.
Thank you.
So then if we just go in, I think we already said WonderClick, didn't we? We did.
Yes.
All right, so let's just go in there. This peeling of resistance, I haven't seen any other software that offers this. And remember, our biggest thing initially with turning adversity into good fortune was our own ego. So it's probably good to clear any resistance. Now this, for example, look at here, let's just see where we are in reference to unwellness as a group, all coming from our blueprint. We'll just lower it a little bit. This is so subtle. Part. Little panic, we could do without that. Let's just. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't listen to anybody that inspires alarm. Oh, we see there, let's just be 6 minutes, not bad. Hidden fears. See where we are with that. And if I hadn't already started the Gong, we could have put these things in the Gong as well. That's significant. Let's go in here. Let's just stop that. This aspergillus has come up a couple of times, and we do want to also, I didn't do it for today, but we need to look into some of the things we talked about the other day with the vaccines and biological warfare and so on and so forth. Again, not because it's inspiring fear, but because we want awareness, just like the example I gave of the cars on the street. They can't hurt me as long as I see them. Don't step in front of them. But that's our focus right now. Let's just finally finish up ego over care for the welfare of others. And just douse that in. And we've got some information now we didn't have before. Remember, 80% of this process is the brain getting this information and processing it. And we are zapped. Anybody have anything to add today?
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to everybody.
This concludes the SRC4U Zoom call. We'll see you next time. Till then, be well. Take care.